Hello everybody, and welcome back to Roads Yet Traveled. We are still here in the lab where we're discussing things, we're making the progress. Patry was like, I like men, and I'm like, oh, yo, same. What a little lad.
With this, well, normally this kind of test is for checking if a patient has any issues with the soft tissues in their bodies. So, your organs and the like. Since we're not scanning for anything in particular, it will also act as a good frame of reference. Everything here can be translated into a 3D image if we need to, so it's a great way to learn about what's going on inside of you.
He pokes at my chest, and I bat his paw away.
But otherwise, not a lot. I'm sorry to say, but if you did have a tumor or something like that, it might not be easy for me to locate. Not that I think you do. There would be other symptoms, but still.
Are you sure you're the, premier alien researcher on the station?
Hey now! I'd like to see anyone else run these tests better.
Alright. So, is that it? I ask as a dull, monochromatic image pops onto the screen.
Yes.
He moves a slider, and it's almost as though layers upon layers is... What? When? When? What is... When? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not familiar with this word. As the image cuts through my body. It's a bit unsettling, honestly. Not the most flattering photo I've ever taken.
It rarely is.
What is it? I ask as I notice he can barely take his eyes off the screen.
It's just... I've studied carrion. I've even studied some animals, but this... you... a non-lion life form. You're fascinating, Tucker.
I can't help but blush for some reason. I only hope the green lines on the room hide it. The green lights, not lines. Lights! Thanks?
By all means, it was a compliment. I just never thought I'd be here. Well, it seems like everything worked out okay, but I'm going to ask to look over this for a while before I can make any assumptions. Although...
He deftly. Not definitely. There was an extra E in there, guys. It was there. You just didn't see it. You know, it's hiding now. Deftly moves to the scan. And now a view from above, and slowly starts cutting away layers through my head. I'm almost getting a headache looking at it. Although...
no, sorry. I thought I saw something. Well, how does it look to you?
Bad, honestly. I never thought I'd have to see something like this.
Yes, it can be a little discomforting, I imagine. I've had similar tests done on me before I got my neural. I can't say I saw the results, but I imagine they were equally unnerving.
Well, what do you think of all... think of it all, then?
Of what?
I gesture vaguely at the screen. I don't know. Are human brains weird? Totally different, oddly shaped? You can tell? He arranges his glasses and squints at the monitor.
Besides the visual similarities of the lobes and a similar stem structure, I can't say for certain. I'll send it over to Patry, and a few of my other assistants will comb over these scans for anything that could be wrong. Don't you worry.
Yeah. Alright. Thanks, Doc. He grins before noticing something and pulling out his monitor.
Oh, would you look at that?
What's up?
Oh, Patry's already complaining.
About?
Oh, everything.
Marrowyn finishes responding before turning back to me.
He'll be fine. He just likes to make sure I'm aware of his position on things. Often. Oh, where were we, though?
I think we were just finishing up.
Oh, of course! You're free to go back to the room if you'd like, but if you don't mind waiting, I just need to get a few things set up for tomorrow.
Yeah, it's fine, Morrow. I'll wait around. His tail lolls behind him as he stomps over to the machine we used earlier. It doesn't take long for him to finish up. Lumbering through the halls, Marrowyn lets out a yawn before...
I knew it was going to be a long day, but I didn't think it'd be this late already.
It's alright, Marrowyn. I'm doing okay.
I was actually complaining for myself for once. These early mornings really do a number on me. But I'm glad to see you're finally acclimated to the time difference.
It'd be better. It's still better. Wait, it's been better. I'm sorry, I'm mixing up the words in the sentence. You know how I am. It's been better. I'm still waking up pretty early. Sometimes I just stare at the ceiling for a mark or two until I can fall asleep again.
That could be the stress as well, but I'm still glad to see progress.
I can barely stare at his dopey smile as it beams down at me.
Either way, it is getting late. I'm glad we managed to finish everything up in one day. I'm still going to need some time tomorrow to prepare things. I have the feeling my project won't be the first thing we'll inspect, but I'd rather be ready. Honestly, they might not come by for a few days. I'm sure they'll be busy enough as is.
With Tyre?
I don't doubt it. Mind you, due to the nature of this project, it's not usually that he'd be busy.
It's not unusual.
That he'd be busy.
Have you asked him about it?
No. Unless he needs my help. I usually let him manage his own work.
I'm not sure I entirely believe that. Well, it's fine. As long as we can still go see that film, I'm not too worried.
Oh, we definitely should. I've already told Patry I'll be taking the time off. That's actually part of the reason he was upset. He was slightly upset when I told him why, but then he asked for time off himself.
I mean, you are his boss, right?
I'm only his boss insofar as it comes to work on projects for Soknos. Everything he does in the lab is his own work. Mind you, I help oversee some of his research, but I'm no expert.
And here I thought you knew everything about medicine.
Not even close, especially not now since you're around.
He slaps my back, causing me to catch myself. Making our way back to our room, he lets us in and I begin to unwind for the night. Although, as soon as I lay down, I feel the sudden urge to be doing something else. I guess laying down all day would do that to you. Sitting by the side of the bed, I watch Marrowyn fidget with something on his monitor. He's sighing and tapping his claws on the desk. I thought you were gonna go to sleep. His tail straightens up as he flicks his head over his shoulders.
Oh, well... I realize it's still a bit early. I figured I could send a few more reports until then.
I think you should take a break, Morrow.
Perhaps.
I can still hear his paws typing away on his keyboard. I roll my eyes and get up, pulling on his coat. Marrowyn, come on. You've worked all day. I know you did. I was there.
Well, yes, but...
Nope. Come. At least get cleaned up. I do my best to push him towards the bathroom. Of course, there's no way I could ever actually move someone like him. He must agree with me, at least a little, as he somewhat begrudgingly makes his way inside. I already know you're going to have to work like a dog tomorrow, so just take the night off, okay?
Work like a what?
Just get cleaned up. As I hit the button to close the door. He takes an exceptionally long time in there for someone who didn't want to get cleaned up in the first place. I guess it's all that fur. Eventually, though, he finishes drying himself off and comes out. Feeling better?
Now what?
What do you mean, now what? Now you relax. He seems uncertain, messing with his paws and looking around.
Do you have something in mind?
I guess I didn't expect to be so awake myself. Alright, just because I didn't plan for this far ahead doesn't mean you can just keep working. We'll find something to do.
We?
You know what I mean. Come on. There must be something.
Well, sure, but I'm not sure how interesting it would be for you to sit and watch me read medical texts.
Let's maybe shelve that one for later. Is there something we can do together? He lets out a deep breath and looks around, digging through his various cabinets and drawers.
I don't normally host guests, you know. I can't even remember the last time I had someone over before you moved in.
Considering his work ethic, I guess that doesn't really shock me, but not even Patry or some of his other assistants. Does he have other friends? I mean, Roan has his crew, and even Marrowyn has his assistants that I met, and she seemed to know him well enough. Maybe he just has friends he's never mentioned before. It's possible. He's been so busy taking care of me that I wouldn't put it past him to ignore any and all other obligations. Which would be awful. I really hope he isn't ignoring his social needs just to take care of me. Well, if you did host people, what would you want to do?
Whatever they would want. Whatever they wanted would be fine. That's usually what happens when I get invited out. I'm not particularly picky.
No. Marrowyn, I asked what you would like to do. Surely you have some preference. I mean, you suggested that film we're going to see, right? Do you want to watch something?
Oh, well, I suggested that because I knew you'd been wanting to learn about lion culture. It's a well-respected piece, after all, or so I've been told.
Wait, you haven't actually seen it yourself?
No, I don't think so.
His smile doesn't falter, but for some reason it doesn't feel as bright. Do you even want to go see it then?
Well, of course. You seem so excited to go see it.
And what if I said I wanted to do something else?
Really? Well, I could try to find something else, but I'm not sure how much time I'd have to look.
Marrowyn, do you even want to hang out together? If this Sokno stuff is too much, we can always...
No, I do. I've never been particularly good at deciding things, I suppose.
His muzzle curls into a wicked shape as he looks off into the room, trying to find the words. I move aside and pat my bed. He almost seems reluctant, but he follows.
Maybe that's not right. I'm having a hard time putting it into words.
Well, what do you do when you're alone? Surely you don't only read medical documents, right? Marrowyn, I know that can't be true.
I take my work very seriously. It's not something that I can...
He stops himself as he locks eyes with me, and surely my expression gives him some pause. Do you not, open your monitor and check out the TikTok of this world? I barely know what TikTok is, guys. I don't understand things. Do you all use TikTok? Darian uses TikTok a lot.
It's hard for me, Tucker. There were a lot of expectations, and I don't.
He sighs. You don't what, Marrowyn? I rest my hands on my thigh, my expression gone from anger to solace in the matter of a sentence. He tenses up and tries to turn away.
I don't do other things, Tucker. I work, and when I'm not working, I read or study. It's important to me in a way that I can't explain. This is what I do.
Marrowyn, you can't be serious. Don't you take breaks? You promised you would.
Hey, you're my break, Tucker.
The words came out, faltered, and failed to hit their mark. Marrowyn!
No. I mean that. I just can't. I don't know how to explain it. Before you came here, I just worked. I worked, and that was it. And now that you're here, it's different. When I work, I get to think of you. I get to think about how I might actually help someone I know. Someone different.
I'm angry and confused and trying my best not to blush as I respond. But Marrowyn, you're still working.
I know.
It's too much, and I reach out, placing my hand on the top of his strained paws. He lets out a short breath and nervously looks down at me. I pry apart a finger and pull a hand towards me, holding it in my lap. I don't know what to say, Marrowyn. I want you to... I want you to want something else. Besides your work. I can't tell if you're being wholly serious, but I'm worried. His paws twitch in my hands. The fingers tense slightly against my own as I idly hold them.
My work is... it's important to me.
There's a slight pause before the word, me.
You're important to me.
There's no such pause.
And please know that I know I have a habit of constricting my words. But I mean that, Tucker. You're different from work, and I can't explain it. It's just how I've always been. I don't feel right unless I'm doing something, unless I'm making a difference. Maybe that's just what was drilled into me when I was younger. But it's always worked, so I've never questioned it.
Silence falls, and nothing is left but the remnant of heavy breathing. His eyes dash about, landing anywhere but on me. Working through some unseen thoughts at an unbearably glacial pace, his breath is taut and choppy, and his paws strained. Marrowyn, what do you want?
From what?
From this. From work, from life. That might have been a bit much, as all breathing stops and his eyes widen. Words like they want to escape from his lips, but nothing comes out but a whimper and a sigh. He swallows, looking up at the ceiling, turning to me, and finally responds.
I want to be needed.
Do you still want to go to the movies together? And not because I want to, because you want to as well. He's trying to best not to break eye contact, but I see it's hard for him.
I think I do.
I trust you, Marrowyn. His breath falters, and he can only whimper out.
I know.
Neither of us dare to move, but we sit idly by. I brush the fur on his paw with one of my fingers, only to have it get caught as he closes it. Is there anything else you wanted to do?
I don't know if I've given it thought.
Would you,
I could.
A moment passes before he takes his paw back and, with little to struggle, stands up. Walking into the bathroom, he closes the door. The fan goes on, not that I'd dare eavesdrop anyways. Living together, the observatory, even this film. All things I asked for. A few agonizing minutes go by, and the door opens. The door opens. His smile is back. Are you okay, Marrowyn?
I believe so. May I hug you, Tucker?
Oh, sure. Pulling myself up, I stand in front of him and limply put out my arms. He still takes me in all the same. Living together, the observatory, the film, did I ever ask to be hugged? He lets me go before I have time to think. This word has stopped me. I'm so sorry, guys. I am so sorry. Patiently, short hug, patently. Is that word? It really doesn't matter. I'm sorry, guys. A short hug from the man. He's still smiling, but I can tell it's not easy for him.
I'll think about what you said. What we said.
I know you will.
It's getting late. However,
Well,
I do have work tomorrow.
I know. It's okay. Have a good night, Marrowyn.
Have a good night, Tucker.
He stands awkwardly before turning off the lights and rolling into bed. Following suit, I find myself caught staring at the ceiling. I'm suddenly not tired at all, and I think only now I realize how fast my heart was beating this whole time. Holding my hands to stop them from shaking, I take deep breaths and calm my nerves. I never thought I'd meet a man who'd want for nothing so literally. Eventually, somehow, I managed to close my eyes and let stillness wash over me. Aww. To be continued. Oh my god, guys, we finally caught up. It's taken like 40 plus parts, but we finally caught up. And I think there's a new build coming out. I remember seeing something like that on the social of medias. So, well, maybe we won't have to wait too long. Maybe. I should probably double check things so my schedule doesn't get weird. But all right. Let's click this. Thank you for reading. Thank you for making the game. Those are things written and illustrated by Cryptid. Well, there's the socials, guys. You know, follow them, do the things. I'd like to give credit to, I don't know this name, but I cannot pronounce that. I'm not even gonna try. For the fantastic menu art. Oh, okay. Thank the people for the amazing amount of work done proofreading. Let's go. For the music. The music was really nice. I do like that. And thank you, whatever, for the sound editing. I can't pronounce these names, guys. We're not going to try to pronounce usernames. That ain't happening. Well, look at the, things. These are patron, I assume. Thanks for all the patrons. Yeah. Okay. All the people. All the people doing the things. Oh, okay. May our roads cross again? It'll probably be soon. Oh, hi, look, it's the cracked screeny screen. Look at that, guys. Wow. I don't think that's changed before for me. That's kind of neat. That's pretty cool. But alright, everyone, I don't want to hold you up too long. So I do hope that you've all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys around.